Season 26 continues this evening from the Stockyards here in Fort Worth, Texas. Week 6 of the SFL kicks off this evening as the Fort Worth Toros play host to the Arizona Scorpions. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs. With me in the booth this evening is Joey Ramos-Lynn. On stats tonight, Stephen Hacker, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Joey, how's it going? I don't get to call games with you all that often.
Yeah, not that often, but it's going great. You know, two historic franchises. But Arizona has had the upper hand historically on this rivalry. 6 meetings total, all 6 wins for Arizona, but 5 of them only 1 possession games. So I think whoever wins this game, I think it's going to be a close one and a great game.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out. I mean, you know, you talk about the history of it, but how about even just this season and how these two teams are doing? Arizona so far this season has not let an opponent score more than 3 points in each of their 4 games. And, well, excuse me, the last 3 games. And Fort Worth, coming off a loss last week, they only scored 3 points. So I'm interested to see, is Fort Worth going to be able to rebound? And is Arizona going to be able to hold them to 3 yet again? So kickoff underway, goes deep into the end zone, will be kneeled down for the touchback, and that is where Scar Patterson will come out onto the field and get things started for the Toros. 18-41 last week, 246 yards, no touchdowns. He did throw 4 interceptions, most of those coming late in the game. Split backs in the backfield to get things started tonight. Patterson under center. We'll start with a run on the ground game, handing that one off to JZ Bacon, picks up 3.
Just like most football games, they will be decided in the trenches, I believe. You know, if the offensive line of Fort Worth cannot block, you know, guys like Norwood and company, it's going to be a long day. So they have to be able to hold up front. Patterson
throws his first pass of the evening, goes to James Matthew Jr. That one bounces off his hands, falls incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down in the offensive backfield. Scar Patterson's the quarterback, along with Jet Zero, JZ Bacon at halfback, Aaron Alexander at fullback. Wide receivers, Henry McGee, Mike St. Green, Smithers, Witherson IV, and Stephen Hacker, Robert Garrett Jr., and James Matthew Jr. at tight end. Patterson hit as he throws, and that one falls incomplete. A quick 3 and out for the Toros.
Yeah, and lucky actually that Patterson's arm is moving forward, because that could have been a fumble and disaster here for the Toros. But a great defensive stand here for the Scorpions, and they'll get the ball in pretty good field position.
Sophia Peaches on to punt for the Toros. That one falls down at the Arizona 41-yard line, returned up to the 44 by Terry Money. That is where Ashley Jackson will take to the field. Quiet game for her last week, Joey. 10 of 14, only 100 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, but they won 34-3. So sometimes you don't need your quarterback to put up big numbers. Jackson, short drop, quick throw. That one nearly picked off, went right into the hands of Ben Stone on defense. Falls harmlessly to the turf, 2nd down.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, sometimes you just need your quarterback to not throw the ball to the other team. And right there, Ashley Jackson almost throwing the ball to the other team. Look at the defensive backs. I mean, they're giving this receivers a lot of respect, about 5-6 yards of cushion.
Jackson will hand this one off this time, going down to the rookie, Lenore West, with her first carry of the ball game. Good for only a couple of yards. That'll bring up a quick 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, it's still early in the season, 4 games in, but away, Arizona only allowing 3 points a game. So, going to be a challenge
Jackson
for the Toros.
Back to throw up top, and that one's incomplete. Tried to get it out to T to Queen, but that one also broken up. And both offenses tonight, a quick 3 and out for possession number 1.
Yeah, and it looks like we have some wind going, so that's probably going to affect the passing game. You know, we already saw an overthrow by Ashley Jackson. Then on that pass, maybe a little bit behind, maybe the ball not exactly, you know, where the receiver could get it. So It's going to be interesting if this becomes like more of a ground game.
Rob Ems pumps that one away back to the Toros. Fielded by Henry McGee at the 10, returned up to the 15-yard line, and Scar Patterson back out on the field now, 0 of 2 on possession number 1, and only one rushing play, a carry by Bacon for a gain of 3. We'll see if they can get something more going on offense this time around. Come out in an offset I formation. Patterson with the toss down to the bottom, and Jet Zero gets the carry. We'll go for a gain of 1 on the play on the offensive line for the Toros. You have Duke LaRue, Emilio Panda, and Jaleel LaRue. 2nd down and 9. Same formation, just flipped. Whole bunch in the box for Arizona, and Bacon gets past that box and out past the 30-yard line, and our first down of the ball game is picked up on the ground by the Toros.
Yeah, and great blocking on the left-hand side here by the Toros. Everybody, the left tackle, then the fullback coming in, and good patience by the running back as well to find the hole.
Back out in an I formation, handing this one off to Zero, met right at the line. In fact, a little bit behind the line. Ernest McCray Sr. with the tackle, and let's talk about the starting lineup for this Arizona defense. On the defensive line, you have D.D. Sachs, Robert Brady, Hunter Norwood, Hall of Famer, and David Tilley at linebacker, Sean Big Dog Moore, DJ Kilgannon, and Rain Rio. Get into the secondary after this. Patterson throws. That one is caught. McGee with the first down pickup, throwing it right into that secondary, made up of Scotty Kilgannon, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCray Sr., Everett Garrison, Grant Hardaway, Bernard Smith, and some fella named Eddie Gage. Are you familiar with him at all, Joey?
Only with players that get pick sixes.
Oh, yeah. So, in other words, no. 1st down and 10 at the 43. Patterson going over the middle again, finds McGee on back-to-back plays, picks up another 1st down. Fort Worth on the move.
Yeah, really good pair of throws here by Patterson early on. Just about a 3-5 step drop back and throw in another crossing route to Henry McGee all the way to the 37-yard line. So Fort Worth in or near scoring position, make it at the 36.
Henry McGee, the leading receiver for the Toros last week against the Aztecs, 5 receptions, 83 yards. Patterson drops back, throws this one in a screen pass off to the left-hand side. James Matthew Jr. catches it, picks up 10, gets the 1st down.
You know, and really good job right there on that play call. You know, Arizona's an aggressive defense. They're not afraid of throwing, you know, linebackers on a blitz or what have you. So if you can get rid of the ball quickly to the edge, especially where the blitz is coming from, you could have some success.
Five yards outside the red zone, going back down to the ground, and J.Z. Bacon takes it right up the middle for 5, gets him right up to the edge of the red zone.
Yeah, and really good balance here, here on the drive. You know, we saw a toss play, then a stretch, now an inside run. We've seen a couple of crossing routes, a screen.
2nd down and 5. Patterson, short drop, quick throw, threw that one into double coverage. It looked like he was feeling the pressure that time, Joey, as Scotty Kilgannon in on the breakup.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, 3 receivers I'm suspecting here for Fort Worth, and maybe another crossing route. You have to look for McGee and Stephen Hacker coming on those crossing routes.
3 wide receivers in the split spread formation. Patterson rolls out left, fires middle, into the end zone, and that one is caught. Touchdown, Toros. McGee with the catch.
Single high safety coverage, and you get him on the post route. Really good job by Patterson, good patience, looking off the safety and delivering a perfect throw.
Wow.
Yeah, you couldn't throw it much better than that.
No. 3 defenders around and threw it right into the middle of it where only McGee could make that catch. Wasn't sure if he held on to it. I was watching the refs for the signal, and I think they were in awe as well. Extra point is up and good. And the Toros take a 7-0 lead here midway through the first quarter. After a quick 3-and-out on their first drive, Joey, they go for a 9-play, 83-yard drive and took over 3 minutes off the clock. So Arizona about to get the ball back. They also went 3-and-out on their first possession. Let's see if they're able to answer like the Toros were able to answer. Kick drops down at about the 3-yard line. Returned up to the 29. And you know, Joey, I mentioned in the intro that the Scorpions have been able to hold their opponent to only 3 points in each of their past 3 games. And already here midway through the first quarter, Fort Worth more than double that.
Yeah, great drive. Again, combination of runs, quick passes, then the long throw to get to the end zone. And Arizona really had no answers on that drive.
West able to pick up 4 yards on the first snap of this drive. The offensive backfield for the Scorpions. Quarterback Ashley Jackson. Halfbacks are Brad Jones, DJ Moses, and Lenore West. The fullback is the Will Todd. That run off the right-hand side by Brad Jones. That'll pick up 4 yards. At wide receiver, you have Fox Highwind, T. DeQueen, Terry Money, and TJ Punk. And a couple of former Aztecs there on that Arizona wide receiver core. At tight end, you got Donnie Hands and Talon Steele. Jackson hands this one off, hit behind the line, but West able to break through and picks up about 10 yards, getting the first down. And Joey, what did poor Fort Worth do that caused them to get 2 Aztecs to call their game? I mean, those
rude.
Poor souls. It is. I'm surprised they even let us up here in the booth.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get detained at the Dallas Fort Worth airport. Like, they're not allowed.
No. Jackson with the pass down to the bottom. And that one is incomplete. Second down and 10. Fox Highwind and go ahead.
No, sorry. It just looks like these 2 offensive lines have finally settled in this game. It looks shaky at the start, but now it's looking better for both O-lines.
For sure. Yep. Starting to move the ball on both sides. Jackson has all day, speaking of that offensive line, and just could not connect with DeQueen, as Ben Stone almost with his second interception, but dropped both of them, so no interceptions for Mr. Stone. Third down and 10, and I was going to say, Fox Highwind and TJ Punk, both with us on the Aztecs many seasons ago now. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
They're down and 10 for the Scorpions. Dan Tritz in the chat trying to start fights. Jackson back to throw under pressure and sacked. Hit in the backfield for a loss. Nate Brown gets the sack and puts this drive to a close.
And that was the bright spot of Fort Worth in the last game against the Aztecs. Actually, the defensive line was playing well in that game, and this time they come in with the pressure and the sack, and Fort Worth surprisingly clearly with the upper hand here in the first period of play.
Rob Ends punts this one away. It'll drop down at the 10. Can they pin it at the 2? And they do. Great play by Eddie Gage on special teams.
This is one heck of a task here for the Fort Worth offense. I mean, it's one of those situations where even just getting about 20, 25 yards and trying to flip the field is not a bad drive.
Oh, agreed.
It's just rough to go, having to go 98 yards against this defense.
Unless Bacon carries it 98 yards right here. We'll see. They hand this one off. Looks like that one went into the hands of Bacon. He'll surge forward for about a pickup of 7. At least gives him a little bit of breathing room.
It does. It's a really good play here to start. Second down and 3. I'm expecting probably Fort Worth to keep it on the ground, at least on here on second down also.
I mean, that one off to 0. Hit behind the line, but able to surge forward, and they're going to spot him just shy of the first down, Joey, but I'm pretty sure he got there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Fort Worth challenges this call. I mean, I would. At this position of the field, getting a first down will be pretty huge.
It definitely would. You only get 2 challenges a game, whether you win or lose them, though. So sometimes you want to save them for something else, especially when it's 3rd and inches like that, and they just hand that one off and go straight up the middle. And looks like Jared Finn was the one who got that carry and got the first down.
They will need contributions from role players, from everybody to beat the Arizona Scorpions.
Sticking to the ground, Bacon wrapped up in the backfield, brought down for a loss of 1 on the play.
2nd and 11, tricky position. Again, considering how good this D-line for Arizona is.
Star Patterson so far. 4 of 7. Going to stick it back into the hands of Jet Zero. He'll pick up a few.
And this does give you your defense a rest. I know it's early in the game, but it's a so far a drive in which Fort Worth has got about 6 plays.
Patterson rolls to the bottom on 3rd and 7. Oh, hits his target, but pass is broken up. Great defensive effort by Bernard Smith, 4th down.
Yeah, great defensive effort, and really Scar Patterson probably throwing that ball half a second too late and a little bit behind. And then that kind of like speed out. You want to lead your receiver outside, but the job by Smith here for the Arizona defense was sensational.
He just punts that one away. And you talked about at the beginning of that Fort Worth possession there, Joey, about how backed up that far, if they were at least able to get 25 yards out onto the field, it would help them flip the field. They didn't quite do that. They got up to about the 15 or so, and now Arizona in their best starting field position of the evening. They start at the Fort Worth 42, and that's not an error on your screen. 0 completions so far for Jackson on 4 attempts.
I mean, the way the defense is played, you have to feel pretty comfortable with that drive. It's not exactly what you wanted, but it's not terrible either.
2nd down for the Scorpions. Both teams using split backs quite a bit so far in this one. Ashton Jackson will throw. That one is her first completion of the ball game. Gets that out to Tita Queen and moves the sticks for the Scorpions.
Yeah, single high safety look here for Fort Worth, maybe expecting another run or a short pass, but they go intermediate to Tita Queen, and she goes to scoring position, and finally the Arizona Scorpions offense moving a little bit and getting some rhythm.
1st down and 10 from the 23. Jackson, short drop, quick pass over the middle, jumping one-handed catch by Talon Steele. Back-to-back completions, back-to-back 1st downs.
Great route and great catch, of course, with one hand. Sharps on the coverage, and obviously has to get some depth. The post route was coming the opposite way, and a really good job by Ashley Jackson, finding the mismatch middle of the field.
Ben Charbs, a former Aztec himself, one of our favorite players from the past. Fun to see him on the field here tonight for Fort Worth. 1st quarter in the books, 3 to go. The Toros up 7-0 here in this one, but Arizona on the move. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Joey Ramos-Lynn, Stephen Hacker on stats, Cameron Irvine on production. Appreciate you joining us for this game tonight. TJ Punk goes in motion from the top to the bottom. Jackson to throw, passes over the middle and finds her target in Steele. Picks up 8, 2nd down and 2.
Where Arizona's almost impossible to stop. I mean, they have so many weapons, including, Ashley Jackson herself if they want to.
I think she's only got 1 carry this season. Eddie Gage keeps her pretty well locked down. Lenora West tries to pick up the 1st. They will spot her with that 1st. First down and goal now from about the 1.
Maybe it's more of the same. Maybe try on the outside this time instead of inside.
I will bet you 15 pesos that Ashley Jackson does not run this ball herself.
Okay.
Hands this one off into the end zone. Touchdown, Scorpions. Brad Jones takes the handoff and dives in for 6.
I guess I owe you like 80 cents of a dollar now.
Just about, yep. A good drive by the Scorpions.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing job by the offensive line on that play. I mean, nobody even was close to touching the running back.
Yeah, that dive was for style points only. Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, you don't get any, money like for that, like on your bank.
Pesos. No pesos at all.
No,
El banco
no
está cerrado, in fact. So, you see the updated look at the team stats so far. Fort Worth out in front in yards, but now Arizona has it all knotted back up 7 apiece. We'll see what the Toros are able to do on this drive. Backed up to their own 2 to start the last possession. Nice return up to the 37-yard line by McGee to get this one started, but a quick 3 and out started Fort Worth's night here tonight for those of you joining late. And on their next possession, 9 plays, 83 yards, just marched very methodically down the field, got themselves into the end zone. Then they, like I said, were backed up to their own 2-yard line on the last possession and were only able to move it about 8 yards out before having to punt that one away. So possession number 4 now here early in the second quarter. Patterson hands that one off. Bacon takes the carry, picks up 6. Second down and 4. The ground game seems to be working for him.
Yeah, and if there is one thing in which this Arizona defense hasn't been all-world in, it's actually the rushing defense, allowing 96 yards a game. That's still 10th best in the SFL, but everywhere else they're top 5. So
another nice pickup there. Yeah, a chunk yardage on these runs. Bacon averaging about 6 yards per carry. 0 a little, but worse than that. But nice pickup there.
Yeah, and again, this offensive line really doing work ever since probably halfway through the first quarter.
Stephen Hacker lined up closest to the camera. We've not seen him involved in this one yet tonight. 1 target, no catches. Patterson throws down to the bottom, and that one should have been picked off. Tried to actually get it to Hacker, but the big dog, Sean Moore, gets himself in the way.
Yeah, really good job getting right there in the lane. Fort Worth really likes doing those slants or skinny posts. So really good job recognizing the route combination.
Strong eye in the backfield. Blitz on its way. Patterson gets the pass out. Short pickup of only 7, but a pickup nonetheless. They're down in 3.
Yeah, and they could run it here. I would not be surprised if they go again with that rollout throw, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. And they're also in a position where if they don't get the first down here, they could very well go for it. Patterson throws down to the bottom. That one is incomplete. Trying to get it to Hacker, had to throw it a little bit too quick, and probably won't try to go for it on 4th and 3.
Maybe not.
A little bit too far. I think it was, if they had run it there and it was 4th and inches, I think we'd see the offense still out there. But Beaches to punt this one away. Which give me a moment to talk about bingo. That's right. Every Monday Night Spectacular, you can win money for your player or team bank by playing VFN Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. Claim your virtual card and mark off numbers coinciding with the yardage of scores and then the scores themselves. This week so far, the pot is up to $112,000. So get those likes up and see the VFN Bingo section of the SFL server for more information. And we had our very own Dan Tritz win some bingo pesos last week, Joey.
Yeah, el bingo está abierto.
Sí. 3 pesos está bien. That carry goes for -1. West hit in the backfield. I'm not sure if I'm even saying any of those things right, but Hopefully
Yeah.
I'm not offending the people of Mexico.
No, definitely not.
I didn't know how to say free, so that part I had to just go with English. Jackson back to throw over the middle into heavy coverage. And that one's incomplete. They're down on 11.
Yeah, heavy coverage, and again, the pressure. I mean, this forward D-line is now putting, again, some pressure. They did it again. They did it last week, and they're doing it again.
Empty backfield on third down. Five-step drop for Jackson. Rolls out right. Decides to run it herself. Can she get there? No. Picks up about 6 yards, and it will be a fourth down. Actually picked up 7.
Really good job there for forwards defense. Everything was covered, and, Ashley Jackson runs, but obviously too far, 11 yards out. So a great stop again by this forward defense.
Yeah, I mean, really, both of these teams have been playing great defense, allowing only 1 touchdown apiece. But, we're talking about several drives in now, and there's been very few first downs. I mean, the 2 first possessions for each team were both 3 and outs, and then, 2 possessions each since then. The longest drive was 7 plays, but even that 7-play drive, Joey, only went for 14 yards. Big defensive battle.
A whole lot there. Yeah.
Starting from their own 43, quick pass to Hacker. That'll move them right into Arizona territory on 1 play.
Yeah, I mean, such a hard, group of receivers to stop. Stephen Hacker, one of the very best ever in the SFL. Obviously, McGee, a long tenure veteran who's also a very good receiver. Started his career in Atlanta, if I remember correctly, and now has been with Fort Worth for a number of seasons. And when you put a signal caller of the caliber of Scar Patterson, who's been multiple times in championship games and has been very good, this is a very tough offense to stop when they're clicking.
Run up the middle for a gain of 6. Stephen Hacker last week, Joey, very similar numbers to Henry McGee. They both had 5 catches. McGee with 83 yards, Hacker with 89. So definitely a big focal point of the offense is those 2 targets. But, I mean, let's not also forget they acquired Mike St. Green from Houston. So quite the stable of receivers.
For sure.
Ball is handed off to Alexander. He'll only pick up a yard. 3rd down and 3. Justin Reside in the chat says, don't forget to hit that like button. The more likes, the more pesos/dollars for bingo. And Dan Tritt says pesos for tacos. He's just always thinking about tacos.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Well, yes, Dan, you're right. Who am I kidding? That's all I think about, too. Tacos and pesos. Patterson rolls to the right, throws to the right, one-on-one coverage, and wow, no flag. It looked like there was a little contact there, Joey, but
yeah,
the flag stays in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't know if they deemed it to be maybe uncatchable, but that looked to me like pass interference, if I'm being honest.
I thought so, too. My eyes went straight to the ref to see if he was going to throw the flag there, and he did not. So ball falls down at the 5. Wow! This time Fort Worth with the special teams play of the night. We thought starting at your own 2 is difficult. That one's even a little bit closer. I thought he got it out at the 1. They're spotting it just shy of the 2.
Yeah, me too. And that's a really, again, precarious situation here for Arizona, considering how good this forward D-line has played.
Jackson hands this one off. West able to give them some breathing room as well. Rolls forward for a pickup of 7. Jeff Gagne in the chat says, PI much? Geez, yeah, I mean, that was a big non-call. I mean, that would have not only been a first down, but a big pickup as well, and definitely looked like contact. Be interesting to get another look at that in slow motion later on. Brad Jones trying to get the first. Bounces around like a pinball, able to pick up 2, 3rd and 1.
And it's a bit surprising. I know these defense, especially Arizona, has been awesome this year, but these teams also combine for around 53 points a game between both of them. Like the fact that we only have 14 at this point is a bit surprising.
Agreed. First down obtained by the Will Todd. former tight end turned fullback, and love to see him get the ball in his hands. Good guy, that Will Todd.
Yep. Another former Atlanta Swarm receiver. He was a tight end.
You are the tome of knowledge. You're just like a SFL history book. Pass is broken up. Second down. Good defensive play by Jasad Grackle-Flint. Let's talk about this Fort Worth defense when we have a moment. You've got Jeff Gagne, Hendrick Callahan, Nate Brown, and Luther Gond on the defensive line. You just saw Jasad Grackle-Flint at linebacker along with Chad Stinson and Jeff Spicoli. Secondary is made up of Tavius Gordon, Zion Waddles, Adam Leach, Ben Stone, Ben Charbs, and Delaney Nash. 12 seasons with the team. Wiley Olvet, one-handed catch, picks up the first down. Talon Steele, a big free agent pickup in the offseason from Sin City. And he got it done for him there.
Yeah, Talon finally, maybe finding a permanent home. He was with Jacksonville.
And then really? Folded. That far back?
Yeah, and they folded, and then Canton, and then they became Sin City, and then they folded.
Jackson hit in the backfield and sacked again. Brought down for a loss of 5 on the play, second down.
And that's Stinson. And Fort Worth has really done a really good job building this team with a lot of free agents. We already talked the offense. I mean, Chad Stinson, formerly of Carolina, for example. This is a team that, they've been building from other teams, and, really a defense that is, well built.
Jackson on second down overthrows T. DeQueen right into the waiting chest plate of Ben Charbs, who can't haul it in. It's going to leave Arizona with a third and very long.
Yep, 3rd and 15. If I am Fort Worth, I'm dropping people back, and if Ashley Jackson wants to scramble again, so be it. But you have to defend the deep ball here.
Jackson throws, tries to get it down to DeQueen the second time, but Joey, even if she had caught that, Fort Worth was ready to make the tackle a good 3 yards shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, they've really done a really good job on third down here as of late, and putting Arizona in bad situations on third down. We saw a 3rd and 12, now a 3rd and 15, and Fort Worth now will have a chance to put points before the end of the first half.
They sure will. 5 offensive possessions for Arizona, and the only one that Arizona was able to score on was the one where they started at the Fort Worth 42-yard line. So when they had that good starting field position, they were able to score. If they've been backed up any further than that, the Toros defense has been able to smother them out. And it shows in the yardage total there. Fort Worth coming close to doubling the yards. But they haven't been able to score themselves either. They scored on their second possession, a really nice drive. It's been punts ever since. See if they can turn it around here as they come out with a screenplay, and Bacon able to break through the first tackle. Picks up 6, second down.
And let's see if they take a play before the 2-minute timeout. If you like the look, you snap it. If you don't, you take it to the 2-minute timeout, I think.
Anderson assessing the defense. He likes it. He hands it off. 0. Struggling. Picks up a couple. 3rd down and 2. Clock stopped with 1:58. That will bring us to the 2-minute warning here on this Friday night. Every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network, you can catch highlights of every game from around the league on the SFL Blitz, hosted by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Listen for your name, get a recap of what you may have missed, and see if you're lucky enough to be named a Player of the Week by the top brass. It's SFL Blitz every Tuesday on the Virtual Football Network. 0 able to pick up the first down and keep this drive alive. Joey, did you see that our very own John Fowler was named Defensive Player of the Week last week by the commish on the Blitz?
Yeah, he had a great game. A couple of interceptions. Did fumble one of them, but he was very good in pass coverage, stopping the run. A key piece for the Aztecs win last week.
It's just what our linebackers do. They get a pick and they give it right back. Aiken Running to the outside. Oh, getting great yardage all the way up to the 32-yard line. Fort Worth will call their first timeout right on the edge of Sophia Peach's field goal range.
And time is not an issue here for Fort Worth. They have 2 timeouts. They still have about 1 minute and 40 seconds left. You can keep running the ball if you want to here.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that they called that timeout. Plenty of time and not a whole lot of field left to go. So, nice pass gets them inside the red zone. They'll call timeout number 2. I think they could have saved those.
I think they could, but also they're trying to think the play through as well.
Sure.
This is a game where points will be at a premium. Maybe it's a race to just 20 points. The first to score 20 wins. So you also want to think of your plays very carefully.
Well, see, this is why you're the head coach and I just run the taco stand in the end zone. So, there's reasons for the roles. Patterson throws down to the bottom, and that one almost able to be wrangled in by McGee, but it falls down to the turf, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the good old hospital pass. We haven't seen really any hospital passes in tonight's game. That's the first one in which, that's, you're just asking for trouble.
Clock stopped with 1:10. Patterson to throw, quick pass, caught inside the 5, and a Mike St. Green sighting, Joey, as he gets his first catch all the way down to the 4-yard line. We'll go into the hurry up. Patterson looks, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown. Stephen Hacker puts the Toros out in front.
Really good job right there going in the no huddle and calling another crossing route. It's man coverage for Arizona, and they sent pressure against Scar Patterson, but really good job by the offensive line picking up the blitz right there over the middle, giving Scar enough time to throw the ball to his number 1 receiver. Extra
point pending. The Toros will once again have the lead, of course, and it will be a 14-7 lead. And, we've mentioned it a couple times, Joey, about how Arizona's held their opponents to only 3 points apiece in each of the last 3 games. What have you seen Fort Worth doing tonight that might be the difference from those other teams where they're able to find the end zone not once but twice so far here in the first half?
Well, staying patient, staying balanced, and also protecting the football. Scar Patterson is making the right decision and finding his receivers, and he's spreading the ball around. We've seen Hacker. We've seen even a couple of screen passes. So I think the distribution of Scar Patterson has been key in this first half.
Fort Worth only putting up 3 points themselves last week and able to put up 14 here in the first half. Patterson 10 of 18 for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's got a triple-digit quarterback rating, like you said, spreading that ball around, and his running backs averaging over 3 and over 7 yards per carry. But don't look now. Talon Steele with a big catch, and Arizona going to try to do something in this final minute of the first half. They call their first timeout up at the 36-yard line.
And Talon Steele is a really big target, over the middle. He's hard to stop if you're just, trying to cover him one-on-one. He's almost like an offensive lineman playing tight end.
with an offensive lineman with some speed and hands, too. Jackson up top. Oh, man, I thought that was picked, but somehow Steele able to rip that one right out of the hands of the defender.
Yeah, I thought that was a pick 6 all the way. You're throwing into what we call trap coverage, which is, cover 2, just the corner about 5 yards deep, trying to get any outside routes. And Ashley Jackson able to put a perfect pass.
Ball placed right at midfield. DeQueen in motion down to the bottom. Jackson, quick pass to DeQueen, able to catch it, and immediately gets wrapped up and tackled. Looked like Jeff Spicoli got the hit on her. Final timeout called by the Scorpions, so expect to see hurry up the rest of the way here.
And it's going to be big if Arizona can at least put 3 on the board here before the end of the first half.
Jackson drops back, throws that one almost taken away. Clock stopped with 36 seconds to go. 3rd down and 3. Would you be tempted to just run here, Joey? And if you don't get it, then you just let the half run out? Or are you going for it?
Interesting. I will throw it. I will throw it here.
And so will the Scorpions. And they throw it down the bottom of the screen. TJ Punk gets the ball. They'll go back into the hurry up. Expect to see a spike here. We'll see if they just go for it. Yeah, they do spike the ball. Clock stopped to 23 seconds. So they definitely have to be careful here, Joey. As we know, if the clock is rolling and it's inside 15 seconds, there's just not enough time to get your field goal unit out there.
Yeah, basically on this play, you're trying to get inside the about 18, 15-yard line. If you can, then you think about scoring a touchdown. If you cannot, maybe just settle for a field goal.
Jackson throws middle. That one's caught. Highwind with the catch at the 13. They've got just enough time to spike the ball and get Rob Ems out there, and they do. They'll spike the ball with 10 seconds to go. Rob Ems on his way out onto the field to at least cut into this lead of Fort Worth with a field goal. At a 30-yard field goal attempt, almost at the right hash. Kick is on its way, and it is good. And Rob Ems makes field goal number 7 on the season. Still perfect so far here in season 26, and the Scorpions cut into the lead. Toros now out in front, only 14-10.
Yeah, it's a big drive here for Arizona. They will get the ball back to start the second half too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's huge. Sure, they would have liked to have a touchdown there, but points are points. If you can get points right before the half and then you're able to come right back out, start the second half, and score again, kind of double dipping there a little bit. So good way to come back from behind, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Toros hand this one off to Bacon to close out the first half. So an exciting first half so far, Joey. We've seen some good offense. We've seen some great defense. We've seen some great special teams. It's been a very well-rounded game all around. Fort Worth 14, Arizona 10. As we head into halftime, we'll look at some snapshots from the first half and the stats from the first half. Joey, your thoughts on the first half so far?
Well, I mean, as you said, the offensive line was shaky to start for both teams. Then they got better. However, in the second half, I thought Fort Worth's defensive line started to, get the upper hand a little bit. Then, Arizona has a really good drive at the end of the half to put 3 points on the board, and they will have a chance to get the lead here to start the third quarter. Patterson has really spread the ball around really well. McGee, 4 catches, 68 yards and a touchdown, but Stephen Hacker has been very good as well.
Absolutely. Hacker getting 2 catches for only 16 yards in the first half, but doing that put him over 17,000 yards on his career. It's been quite the storied career for Stephen Hacker, going all the way back to season 12 when he was the offensive rookie of the season. Long ago. I think that was before he even had a mustache.
I think so. Playing for Queen City.
So let's see what Arizona can do here in the second half. They'll start off at their own 27-yard line. Ashley Jackson in the first half started off slow, but was able to get it going a little bit. 9 of 20, 112 yards, no touchdowns, but more importantly for the Scorpions, no interceptions. Has the ball spread around, doing a very similar job to what Fort Worth is doing. She's been able to complete passes to Highwind, to DeQueen, Punk. Steele has been the favorite target of the night with 5 catches, 62 yards. May need to get the run game going a little bit better. It's been pretty well stymied so far. Jackson throws a short pass over the middle. DeQueen picks up 6.
Yeah, I mean, it just might be a game where Ashley Jackson needs to win for Arizona with her arm. I mean, Arizona comes in as the #1 rushing offense in the SFL, 203 yards a game rushing. but Fort Worth has game plan for him.
Able to stop West there after a pickup of about 3. Be a 3rd down and 1. See if they stick to the ground game and try to pick that one up. They come out in a split formation. And Jackson on 3 plays in a row hands this one off, and it's stuffed in the backfield. Will Todd with the carry, but Jasad Grackleflint says no, and a 3 and out is how Arizona starts half number 2.
Really strong start for Fort Worth. Really difficult to stop. All these backs, Jones, Moses, West, and Todd, they keep each other fresh, and so it's really hard to stop them 1 yard out. But a really good job for Fort Worth, and they will have some decent field position compared to other times where they've gotten the ball inside the 2-yard line.
They did indeed. So you see the updated team stats. Let's talk about Scar Patterson's stats. 10 of 18, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. No picks in the first half. Great job by Patterson. And now look at Jet Zero going. Bacon's really been the ball carrier of the evening so far, Joey, but Zero with a nice pickup there adds to his average. He's up to almost 4 yards per carry himself.
Yeah, another former Queen City player. I know another Queen City receiver.
Yeah, who?
I guess who?
Well, hold that thought, because we've got Houston at Miami, and we've got an update from Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Mike. Houston and Miami in the opening drive. It is a touchdown from John Lakeman to Greg Corky in the back of the end zone. However, the Tino Sosa back spasm injury has Houston and Miami deadlocked since. 10-0 Headhunters as we start the third. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Miami's still hunting for their first win of the season, as Mike St. Green makes himself seen once again with another big catch and gets the first down.
Good throw, really good, timing on that play. Mike St. Green getting the catch and rolling forward, a former Houston Headhunter. So again, one of those players coming from other teams making an impact here for the Toro offense.
First and 10 from midfield as McGee goes in motion from the bottom up to the top. Patterson under pressure throws off his back foot, and that one is complete to Hacker for a pickup of 5. The fadeaway jump pass, not the favorite of any offensive coordinator that I know.
No, definitely not. But thankfully for Fort Worth, the receiver was wide open and an easy pickup of 5 yards.
Every time Jordan Sipe does that, I scream out loud like a child. First down is picked up. That's true. You've seen it. You've seen it in the championship game where we're watching it together, and he's throwing these passes. I think I punched a hole in your wall at one point.
I think you did.
Sorry about that. Emotions run high. Zero hit for a 2-yard loss in the backfield as we find ourselves 4 minutes in here to the second half. Toros on a drive.
Speaking about emotions running high, what's the over-under on Eddie Gage's heart rate right now?
Oh,
130?
It's at minimum. Patterson over the middle, especially with the Scorpions trailing, and the Toros are on a drive right now. It is 3rd and 12, but his heart rate, as soon as he wakes up on game day, I mean, he's told people he wakes up on game day and immediately starts stressing. I actually don't even think he gets much sleep the night before the game, because he's waking up thinking about the game plan and did he do everything he needs to do? Are all the pieces in place? Patterson on 3rd and 12 decides to take off and run with it. Has all sorts of green grass and picks up the first down. Nobody accounted for the speedy legs of Scar Patterson.
Yeah, I mean, no contain on the outside. Really good job on the right-hand side by Duke LaRue, the third-year tackle. Really doing a good job, protecting that side of Scar Patterson and allowing Scar to get outside for a first down.
First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Offensive coordinator's dream is converting on a 3rd and long like that. 0 able to pick up a few yards. And Joey, we were talking pregame about potential curses. We'll see. We'll see if I have time to get this whole thought out. Yeah, the game moves fast, especially down at the red zone. But we'll circle back. Patterson under center, 1 yard outside the red zone. Ball is handed off. Going to set up a 3rd down and 4. Talked about curses, about how maybe I'm cursed. Wherever I get drone footage, the team seems to go away. And then I started to say, well, maybe it's convention locations. Maybe that's what curses teams and makes them fold. Interesting thought that I'm going to give you after this play right here. 3rd down and 4. And 0 able to pick up about 3.9 yards. 4th down and inches. First, let's see if they go for it.
I'll kick the field goal here.
Yeah, looks like Peaches is out there. Yeah, make it a 7-point game. 33 yards out from the left hash. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way. It is good, and Fort Worth able to re-extend their lead by 7 points, now leading 17-10. So, Arizona Scorpions offense going to come back out onto the field, and we talked about tight end Talon Steele. You said he started on Jacksonville, yes?
Yes.
What happened to that team?
They folded.
All right, then he was on Canton.
Yes.
What happened to that team?
They rebranded to Sin City.
All right, and then what happened to Sin City?
They folded too.
All right, so are the Scorpions doomed? Because I also got drone footage of them.
They actually might, but not until we get an Arizona convention.
There you go. I think we need to. If we have a convention in Phoenix, then that completes the triangle of terror, and then they'll be destined to fold. So I guess that settles it. No convention in Phoenix. We don't want to do that to our friends down in Arizona. First down and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Scorpions. 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. Jackson trying to prevent that from happening again, and does, as she finds DeQueen up top. Gets a first down catch.
And we haven't seen a whole lot of those post routes, after that, one Petita Queen actually worked really well in the first half. It looked like the post routes have been working well for both teams. Henry McGee got a touchdown on that too, and it just looks like these quarterbacks have to cut loose.
And Jackson's going to continue to at least attempt to cut loose as Terry Money gets his first catch of the ball game, picks up 6 yards. And the run game for Arizona tonight just has been pretty well stifled. I mean, combined between all 3 ball carriers plus the 7 yards that Jackson has herself, and I guess add that in too. Doing okay, but not what we've seen in games past. So I think if Arizona's going to win this one, it's going to come on the arm of Ashley Jackson.
I think so too. I think this one is going to go to Will Todd, though.
And that is indeed a handoff. Picks up a first down, but it's to Brad Jones. Jones with 5 carries now on the day.
Just barely. It looked for a second that probably he could have maybe turned it outside and get some extra yardage, but really good job by the Fort Worth defense containing that one at least to only 2 yards.
West trying to get the run game going and picks up 8 after breaking through some tackles. And when they played against Washington last week, it really was the run game that got them going, and the ball was spread around pretty well last week too in the run game. You had Lenore West with 16 carries for 83 yards. You had Will Todd with 10 carries for 66. DJ Moses had 12 rushing attempts for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns for Moses as well. So definitely a big piece of this offense as Brad Jones is able to pick up a first down once again. So maybe we're wrong. Maybe it won't be up to Ashley Jackson's arm. If they just stick to the run, still plenty of ball game left.
Yeah, it has to still come with some balance. I think ultimately it still comes to Ashley Jackson throwing a couple of big throws. Ooh.
Jackson sacked again. The defensive line wanted to interrupt your thought. Nate Brown with his second sack of the ball game. We also saw Chad Stinson with a sack earlier on. So this offensive line is known for keeping Ashley Jackson clean. And so far in this one, Fort Worth has been able to capitalize and find 3 sacks.
Yep. Nate Brown, another free agent signing. This one from Baltimore. He's been in the league for 12 seasons, but just hitting his prime. I mean, his first All-Star game was just last season.
Big first down pickup by the cursed Talon Steele as he gets inside the red zone for Arizona. He's probably not cursed, but it is a head scratcher.
Yeah, it's like
he's not cursed, or is he?
I know what he is. He's a really good tight end. He can really block because of his eyes and can really catch and get open.
Jackson throws middle. That one's incomplete. Almost expected to see another flag as they try to get it out to Talon Steele. The refs have been quiet so far in this one, Joey.
Yeah, they really have. That could have been at least a defensive holding as well, and no call. So they're just letting them play.
Second down and 10 from the 16. Arizona trying to get this one tied back up. Jackson hits, he throws, almost completes it to the Queen anyway. But Grackleflint with the pass breakup. Third down with 2 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
In another tricky situation here, 3rd and 10 for Arizona. They've had a number of 3rd and longs, and Fort Worth has had the upper hand throughout the game on those.
The Stockyards crowd on their feet for this 3rd down. Jackson throws, and that one's incomplete. Pass is broken up to Queen, the intended target, but Gordon able to knock that one away. 3 quarters in the books, 10 minutes remains here from Fort Worth. The Toros out in front, 17-10 over the Scorpions. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Dykes. He's Joey Ramos-Lynn, Stephen Hacker on stats, Cameron Irvine on production. Appreciate you joining us this evening. As once again, Rob M's on for a field goal try. This one from straight down the middle. Kick on its way, and it is good. Just inside the right upright. And that'll get scoring started here in the 3rd quarter. The more likes we get, the more people see our content. Each like contributes $1,000 to Monday's bingo pot as well. New viewers means new players. New players means growing our great community. Like this video and turn on notifications so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thank you for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the Simulation Football League. Kick taken out of the end zone and returned up to the 24. And Joey, last weekend, I should say, the league making some production changes visually with camera angles and some on-screen graphics, and I gotta say, I absolutely love it. I don't think the SFL has ever looked better than it does right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You can see everything on the field. It's great for scouting, as you can see a lot of the field, and it just gives you a perspective of, watching from the sideline.
Yeah.
And I think for the viewer, that's awesome.
So the Toros back out on offense, now nursing a 4-point lead. Patterson's updated numbers and Zero's updated numbers. Zero now with 3.4 yards per carry, and his counterpart, Jay-Z Bacon, Joey, averaging over 5 yards per carry still. And it's a really nice 1-2 punch they have back there between Zero and Bacon.
Yep, absolutely.
This one going down to Bacon, spins for fun, and able to pick up a few yards for his efforts. 3rd down and 2, and if I was the Toros, I think I'd keep it right down on the ground. They've got Aaron Alexander and Jet Zero lined up in split backs. Patterson hands it off to Zero, who picks up the first down. And listen, there's still a lot of clock left, Joey, but when you have a lead, I know I just like to keep that clock rolling. I don't care how much time is on it, just let it roll.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they can keep running it, I mean, there's enough room on the field so you can take about 4 minutes off the clock. And if you put the ball in the end zone, then you put Arizona in a really tough position.
Bacon with a 4-yard pickup. And of course, the flip side of that is always if you let a lot of clock run and you don't score and you give it back to the Scorpions and say they're able to get a touchdown, now you just put yourself in a bad situation. So it's a double-edged sword.
Absolutely.
Zero takes the handoff. Good blocking on the play. Sean Moore ends up getting the tackle, but not before another Toros first down.
Really good job again. Right-hand side of the offensive line. Right there, that block to seal the edge. And Jet Zero gets a first down. It's been a battle here for Zero, averaging a little bit under 4 yards a carry, but making it count here in the fourth.
Yeah, 15 carries, 55 yards. I'd take it. Going down to the ground again and punishing defenders is J.Z. Bacon. Averaging around 6 per carry, picks up 6 there. And yeah, all the Scorpion defender can do is shake his head.
And they've been moving the ball consistently here on this drive with pretty big chunks.
Back in Arizona territory, handing the ball off. In the fullback position is Zero, as he's able to move it forward closer to the line to gain. A third down and short once again. They've had a couple of them on this drive.
Maybe give it to Alexander on this one, just, fresh legs.
No, even fresher legs. They're going to give it to Patterson. Calls his own number, but it was not to be, as Rain Rie says you shall go no farther, but they're going to keep the offense out there.
Yeah, I will definitely go for it here.
Yeah, go big or go home. Patterson under center on 4th and inches, handing this one off and picking up the first down. And that right there will take at least 2 more minutes off the clock if they stick to the ground game, Joey. They've just been running consistently on this drive. It is, let's see, now 9 plays in, and all of them have been runs. Stick to the ground. Zero with nice blocking, untouched for the first 7 yards, and then stiff arm Sean Moore into the turf to pick up another yard.
Again, great blocking and great patience for Jet Zero to get the space. 8 yards and another second and short here for Fort Worth. I mean, again, they've been getting those chunks in which they only have to convert on 3rd and short, 4th and short. And when you can do that, I mean, you're going to just drag a defense across the field.
2nd down and 2. Patterson hands it off to Zero. Zero sets him up with a 3rd down and inches, and you see Rie standing up there. The defense just looks tired right now.
It does. It does. I mean, these defensive line, I mean, you've been trying to stop the run here for what now, 10, 11 plays in a row?
Yeah. This time going up top to Bacon, and he'll pick up the first down. And Joey, they've already done something for themselves on this drive that is huge. They started at their own 24-yard line, and you talked about burning time off the clock and putting up some points, and now they're well inside field goal range with the clock continuing to run. Yeah. Pick up another couple yards there, gets it up to the 20-yard line. So even if the drive were to stall out, they are still able to, they're in field goal range. They could put up 3 more points and make it a touchdown game once again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Patterson hands this one off and almost picking up a first down. No, rolling over the defender and getting that first down. Little Aaron Alexander able to pick up the first and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, and the blocking, especially again on the second level, is really good here for Fort Worth on this drive. You see the guards getting to the linebackers, and I mean it's just a clinic right now.
Patterson, his first throw of the drive, and that one's just a pass down to the bottom. It's a completion. It's a 1-yard gain, but it stops the clock with 4:10 to go. I get trying to change it up, but that might not have been the play to do it with.
It almost worked, though. I mean, if he can stay in bounds,
that's true.
That's probably a first down or a touchdown even.
Or more, yeah.
But I'll go just back to the ground here on 2nd and 9.
Fort Worth underdogs at home for the second week in a row, showing that that was the wrong call this week, as we do see our first flag of the game, and it is a face mask penalty, and they're going to call it incidental, and that always makes me chuckle, Joey, because Aaron Alexander just had his head snapped backwards. He's lucky to get up and walk away, and they're like, he brushed it. It's just 5 yards.
He didn't mean to.
Yeah, it's an accident. Look how many Arizona has in the box.
Everybody.
Yeah. 2nd down and 2. Patterson taking it himself, trying to break some tackles. And he'll actually end up losing a yard. That's a bold quarterback. You're like, I see 10 in the box, but I'm going to run through it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan Type does the same thing.
I know. He can't be contained. Patterson steps back, rolls forward, breaks a tackle, slides down at the 1, and a very intelligent play from the quarterback of the Toros. Gets it to be a 1st and goal, and the clock continues to move.
Yeah, man, as long as you can put the ball in the end zone, that's a brilliant move. You're at least taking 30 more seconds off the clock here.
Joey, this drive started with 9:57 on the clock. We're inside 4 minutes.
And still not in.
No, that may have been on purpose too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no actual rush to score. Now, it comes to now 2nd down. Okay, let's punch it in.
No, I'd punch it in. Yeah. Patterson under center. He puts Alexander in motion up to the top, maybe to move a defender out of the way. Ball is handed off, diving into the end zone. Touchdown Toros, and they take a 2-score lead.
I mean, you could not have drawn any better for the Toros. I mean, we mentioned at the beginning of the drive, this is a perfect position in which you can milk about 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, and if you put the ball in the end zone, you're really putting Arizona, at check. It's just about one more defensive drive, and it's going to be checkmate for the Scorpions.
Extra point is up and good, and let's look at this drive summary. Drive summary, Joey. It was officially a 20-play, 76-yard drive that took over 7 minutes off the clock. You can't execute it any better than that.
No, absolutely not.
Kick drops deep into the end zone, and Arizona looking a little defeated is Fox Highwind. He'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, where Scorpions offense now trailing by 11 points with only 2:47 to go. The defense just could not get off the field. So let's see what the Scorpions are able to do with it here. Jackson gets it out to Highwind, and they will save their timeouts smartly and immediately go into the hurry-up. It would behoove them to get a touchdown here with all 3 of their timeouts, but Jeff Gagne gets himself a sack on the play. Jackson throws, and it's intercepted by Ben Charbs, and that could be the game.
Yep.
Arizona still has all 3 timeouts. They could force their way back onto the field on offense, but with that pick, that could spell disaster for the Scorpions and a nice bounce-back win for the Toros. We'll see how the rest of it plays out. Coming up tomorrow on the Virtual Football Network, Chicago Warriors try to put it all together against the Mexico City Aztecs at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Virtual Football Network. Other action around the league gets going at 6:30 p.m., led by Carolina at Minnesota, plus Detroit, Birmingham, and Bossier City, Florida. It's all right here on VFN. Got an update from Miami. Cameron Irvine at VFN.
Thank you, Mike. Boy, Miami drives 5 minutes down the field. They trailed just 20-7 with 9 minutes to go. And Iman Kopech drops to throw, a little out route, and that pass is picked by King Henry. Chris Henry, 90 yards the other way. Houston puts the dagger in him. Maybe 27-7. 7 minutes to go. Miami around midfield. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. And yeah, I would say that was probably the dagger over there.
It's a good night to be a football team in Texas, looks like.
Yeah, somewhere Jay Ballmer is crying in his soup. For some reason, he just hates Texas teams. I don't know why. I don't think anyone's ever asked why. He just likes to declare he hates Texas teams.
Yeah, that's it.
Fort Worth picks up that first down. And another timeout called by the Scorpions. So, Joey, what a game for Fort Worth tonight. I mean, they put it all together in every possible phase. Scar Patterson, 13 of 22, 146 yards. I mean, darn near 60% completion percentage. 2 touchdown passes, no picks. His QBR is triple digits. Spreading that ball around, he got it into 5 different receivers' hands. The ground game doing really good. Jay-Z Bacon right around the century mark. Even Jet Zero, who seemed to be struggling a little bit and gaining chunk yardage, still 23 carries. He's got the most carries out of anybody and 74 yards himself. Scar Patterson with 19 yards. Even Alexander with 8 yards on the night. And yeah, it's just all around a great game, and defensively too.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the second half, in the fourth quarter, to be more precise, they really, pushed the Scorpions backwards. I mean, offensively, of course, with the running game, but defensively as well. We saw it on the last drive. Ashley Jackson gets sacked. Very next play, she's feeling the pressure, she's feeling the rush, throws the ball in a hurry, overthrown, intercepted. So really, the trenches for Fort Worth in the fourth quarter made the difference in this game.
Bacon takes the carry, 4th down, and a little outside field goal range here. So Toros will punt this one away, but not with enough time for Arizona to do anything with it. Joey, I know you'll be there. I know I'll be there. The SFL convention in 2026 is headed back west, this time to Denver, Colorado, July 31st to August 2nd. We have already oversold our rooms, and it's shaping up to be the largest SFL convention ever. Reserve your room now at simfl.net, and don't miss the SFL event of the year. I know I'm really looking forward to it. Always a great time to hang out with you and the other friends we have here in the league. Hope everyone can make it.
Yeah, good news that the Denver franchise did not rebrand. Oh, my bad.
No drone footage for me. I'll just get my own footage flying around the Rocky Mountains. Probably looking for my wife after she gets lost on some trail somewhere. But what can you do? Let's make sure I put an air tag on her before she goes. Clock stopped with this is so rude. 15 seconds to go. And let's see what the upcoming schedule looks like for the Scorpions. Doesn't get any easier for them, Joey. They're on the road next week against the 3-1 DC Dragons. They get a bye week only to come back and host the currently undefeated Detroit Maulers. As Jackson throws, that one nearly picked off, 4th down. After hosting Detroit, they are on the road in Birmingham, currently 3-1. They host Los Angeles, who's 2-2. They're at Albuquerque, who's 2-3. Host Minnesota, who's 3-2, and close out the season hosting Anchorage, who's 3-2. They currently have the #1 strength of schedule remaining on the season.
History made here for Fort Worth as they beat, they beat Arizona for the first time in franchise history.
Wow.
First time in 7 attempts. The Toros come victorious. The first matchup came all the way back in season 15. In 2020, Arizona won that game by 6 points. This is the largest margin of victory by either team in this series.
It is.
So
Congratulations to our friends down here in Fort Worth on getting this victory. They'll advance to 3-2 on the season, get back out into a winning record, and for Arizona, they'll fall to 3-2 themselves. So plenty more SFL football coming up tonight. We've got another pair of games starting not even too long from now, Joey, about 25 minutes away. We'll get Lexington at Washington kicked off. Brett Solberg and Anthony Ellison on the call. And, well, you and I, sir, we have to get on a hypersonic jet, make our way to Los Angeles, because Oklahoma City visits the LA Lycans, and you and I will call that game starting in about 40 minutes time. So not a lot of time to get on that jet. But like I said, next up for Arizona, they'll be at DC on Saturday the 7th. And for the Toros, they head to the 3-1 Birmingham Hellhounds. Joey, quickly, your final thoughts.
I mean, Fort Worth really in the second half, flexing their muscles and the running game, basically beating Arizona at their own game. Arizona normally rushes for a lot of yards, 200 yards rushing a game for the Scorpions this season. Fort Worth rushes for 205. A great win for the Toros.
Fort Worth gets the win 24-13 over the Scorpions. For Joey Ramos-Lynn, Stephen Hacker, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with us in spirit, I'm Mike Diggs. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.